Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you today, and obviously speaking on the budget is always a tough thing to do. As many of you know, I voted against the FY2008 original bill, and I have a lot of concerns, ladies and gentlemen. If I could, and I'm not going to pull a Ron Forrester here and make it raise your hands on that, but the members that came in January of 2005 with me, there's some 30 odd members. When we took over the House with the Republican rule, and it was a historic year, and we came in based on fiscal conservatism, family values, less government, less taxes, personal responsibility. These are the things that we hold dear to us. And over the last 2 years, I've grown very concerned with the budget and the growth of the budget. And I understand that we've got a growing population, and the CPI is up, and there's a lot of impacts that are on there. But last year's budget was over 8%. This is another 2% and change increase. That's a 10.5% increase in a single year. Overall, since the day we took office, January 10th, we put our hand on the Bible and we said our oath. The budget is up 25%. With 16.5, it's 20.5 on what we're voting on today. Next year's it'll be up 30% overall when we pass the FY2009 budget to 21.5. And if you look back on the actual increase in spending that we've done since we've been here, $4 billion in this year's, $3 billion last year, $2 billion the year before. Add that up, that's $9 billion in new spending. You count the $1 billion a year in bonded debt, that's another $3 billion. Next year you add the $5 billion plus another $1 billion in debt. Now we're talking real money. $18 billion in new spending from a Republican-controlled House, Senate, and governorship. When do we draw the line on spending? Do we believe the principles that we ran on to take over this House? Or don't we? $142 million tax cut last year coerced me into voting for the amended budget after I had voted against the original budget coming out of here. The governor vetoed the only reason I voted for the budget. Now, I asked some questions of the chairman, and it's not the chairman's fault. And I'm not after Chairman Harbin, because he's only doing what we let him do and what we tell him we want him to do. If this caucus would go to him and say, we want to stop the out-of-control spending, then we would stop the out-of-control spending. That's the reality of the situation. We're either going to stand up for the principles and the values that we ran on, or we're not. I talked about the discrepancies, and there are discrepancies, and we can explain them away through federal dollars, transfers, however you want it. The document shows a different number than what we passed out here last year. Now, how it's explained to me is if a department comes to the budget office or OPB and they request a change, they can change our budget document without us appropriating it. I'm a little nervous today. Hands are a little shaky. But I believe in this, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in this body, and we need to stand up and do what's right and we can't do it one person at a time. I urge you to reconsider this budget. I urge you to vote no on the budget. Send it back to the Appropriations Committee, and then we can go to the appropriation together as a team and say, no more. No more. Thank you.